Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
जय जय गौरचंद्र आरती कशोभा कि जय जय गौरचंद्र आरती कशोभा जानावे तातावाने जगमानलो बाजाना विवादा के नैनिताचान बामे गददारा निकाते अद्वैताशिनी वासा चात्रदारा निकाते शिवा बसे आचे गौरा चांद रत्न सिंहासने आरती करे न ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने आरती शिवनरा हरि आदि करी चामारा दुलाया शिवनरा हरि आदि करी चामारा संजया मुकुंद बासु घोषादिगाया संजया शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला मधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परमरसाला शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे गौरांगेरा रोति शोभा जग जन माना लोभा गौरांगेरा रोति शोभा जग जन माना लोभा जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय निताय गौर हरिबो 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 निताय गौर हरिबो निताय गौर हरिबो 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 निताय गौर हरिबो शिव बहु कोटि चंद्राजिनी बदन उज्ज्वला गला देशे वानमाला करे जलमाला गला दे शिव शिव शुकनारादा प्रेमे गद गादा बकती विनोदा देखे गौरारा संपादा बाका नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमाते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चात्यादिशतारिणे नामके जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्त वृंदा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्त वृंदा श्री जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय ओम विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। इस्कॉन शिकागो न्यू सेवकुंज धाम की जय। Their most merciful Lordship Shri Shri Kishore Kishori ki jai.
श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकाशे पूर्वक्षा शिलकङ्कानकालये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बाहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहं मधुं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरेणकाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गार जालिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गानि केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे। जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्तराज श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि।
So please repeat after me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Today is a very special day on our Vaishnava calendar. There are two events that happened today in history. One is, this is the day is called Rama Vijayotsami, Vijayadashami in other words. This is when Lord Ramachandra returned to Ayodhya. This is the day when Ravana was actually killed. And Sita Devi was, I guess, recovered, and they were making arrangements to come back to Ayodhya. So we'll talk a little about it tonight. Today is also the appearance day of Shripad Madhvacharya. Shripad Madhvacharya is the person in whose line we are named. Ours is called the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So in the line of teachers, starting from Lord Sri Krishna coming down through generations and generations, one of the crown jewels of such teachers is Shripad Madhvacharya, and we are in his line. So it's a very auspicious day as well for that reason. Tomorrow is called Ekadashi. It is the 11th lunar day, which Vaishnavas, those who are followers of Vishnu, observe with reverence. And it's a day of fasting from grains and beans, and it's a day of allowing for the soul to feast, the body to fast and the soul to feast. So devotees do extra chanting, extra reading, etc. to observe Ekadashi. So fast breaking is on Tuesday morning, between 7:03 and 10:15, I believe. So that's for those who follow Ekadashi. Tonight we have some guests from the Unitarian Church of Evanston. And there are some young members along with Irv, who's brought the group here. Irv, please come up. We have a small gift for you as a token of our appreciation that you've come here. He teaches Hinduism at the Unitarian Church, and he brings his class each year. He came last year as well, this year as well. Thank you very much for coming. We have a gift of books. Where is it? There. Thank you so much. Let's all Haribol and... And how many students did you come with? How many students are here? 8 students are here, so we can... Anyone else here for the very first time? First time guests? Oh, please come up. We have a gift for you as well, as a token of our appreciation. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate. Thank you. There's one lady at the back. Back. This lady. We very much appreciate that you took the time to come, and we hope that this is the first of many, many such visits, and that we establish a friendship and relationship by the means of the teachings of our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. That's it. And tonight's class will be given by me. We'll talk about a few, I guess, topics that are relevant. Someone's going through something that I know, and I thought we'll use that as the Sunday feast lecture. So thank you very much. For those of us who observe Damodar Kartik month, Saturday, October 19th, is when Kartik Damodar month begins. This is the month which is supposed to be specifically beneficial in devotional life. It's a very sweet month. The devotees, they light a little lamp for baby Krishna and recollect and discuss pastimes of Krishna as a young child. And we sing the Damodar Ashtakam, so we'll do that starting Saturday. So thank you very much. I will turn this way. Saturday, whatever is Saturday. 19, and that's also MSF Day, right? So Saturday is also our MSF Day, monthly Sankirtan festival, where all the devotees, we go out to the streets of Chicago, and we have Harinam, chanting of the holy names, and we try to distribute these transcendental teachings to the general public. You're most than welcome to come join us. We leave the temple by 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're back by about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So that's the monthly Sankirtan Festival Day, downtown Chicago, Jackson in Michigan. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. I want to share something very significant. Srila Prabhupada's books, Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, he translated the Bhagavad Gita as it is in English, and it is one of the most widely distributed books on the planet. And very interesting development is that now the Bhagavad Gita is available in Chinese, and it is being prolifically distributed all over the world. So, we have these books, and this is beautifully hardbound, printed book of Bhagavad Gita in Chinese. They're available at the gift store for only $5. If you know of any Chinese friends that you would like to gift to, or friends of friends, we highly encourage that you stop by the gift store and please take and distribute Bhagavad Gita as it is in Chinese. And I'm sure those who receive it will definitely appreciate it. So, thank you. This will be in the gift store tonight. Please come up. Please move forward. You're okay. No, it's good. Please come forward so that those guests who come later have. Mukunda, hold on. And someone sitting in the back near the wall, Advaita Charan Prabhu, can you make sure there is an aisle open for people to come take darshan? Yeah, thank you. Round two. Danda Bhanga. Okay. I have a request. Please turn off your cell phones. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन भज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन भज जनरञ्जन यमुनातिरावनचारि यमुनातिरावनचारि जय राधा माधव यमुनातिरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga Om Ajnanatimirandhasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Could you open one of the windows, please? Hare Krishna. So, first of all, thank you for being here tonight. Some friends of ours, very dear friends of ours, are going through a difficult phase in their lives because there is what's called a reversal. They're nice family, happily going along, trying to be devotees of Krishna. And lo and behold, something happens in their lives that is unsettling. Some reversal. And whatever reversal, some people have broken relationships, some death in the family, loss of a job, whatever. Suddenly they are diagnosed with some terminal or some very, very severe disease. These are called reversals. And reversals happen in everyone's lives. And so as those of us who are aspiring spiritualists or trying to become devotees of Krishna or devotees of God in our own ways, how do we address ourselves to these reversals? If we were the only persons going through a reversal, then it is very tough and daunting. But if we have the uh, example of some other persons who've also gone through these reversals in their lives, and somehow they've been able to address them, then we get some solace, we get some strength, we get some encouragement to also try to live accordingly. So I'll try to weave in two or three different themes, but the message is this. So my reference is from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is one of our main texts. This is from 4th canto, chapter 19, text number 34. I'm going to read translation and purport, and I'll explain the storyline so you have context. My dear king, do not be agitated and anxious because your sacrifices have not been properly executed due to providential impediments. Kindly take my words with great respect. We should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, we should not be very sorry. The more we try to rectify such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of materialistic thought. Purport. Sometimes the saintly or a very religious person also has to meet with reversals in life. Such incidents should be taken as providential. Although there may be sufficient cause for being unhappy, one should avoid counteracting such reversals, for the more we become implicated in rectifying such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest regions of material anxiety. Lord Krishna has also advised us in this connection. We should tolerate these things instead of becoming agitated. Lord Ramachandra, who is none other than God himself, but playing the role of a human being, and as a young prince, his father had decided to coronate him as the prince regent. So in due course of time, he would take on to be the king of Ayodhya. King Dasarath, his father, his mother Kausalya Devi, and the entire Ayodhya was extremely thrilled and happy beyond limits to see Lord Rama to be crowned very soon as the Prince Regent. I'm not going to go through the whole Ramayana. I have only 35 minutes and I want to narrate 4 different stories here. So Lord Ramachandra's stepmother, Kaikeyi, she, although at first was very happy about this arrangement, she had a change of heart. She had a maidservant who poisoned her mind into thinking that it should not be your stepson Rama, but your own son Bharat who should become king. And not only should Bharat become king, you should ask your husband, the king, to banish Rama into the forest for 14 years. That was very painful for Dasharath. And Dasharath, because of some events in the past, had promised his wife that whatever you ask me, two benedictions, whenever you ask me and whatever you ask me, I shall never say no. And so she found this situation to be the most suitable to ask her bidding. And Dasarath Maharaj was completely devastated. His dearest son, the most attractive person, the whole of Ayodhya loved him, but he had to now tell him that tomorrow morning I'm not going to coronate you. In fact, I'm going to banish you to the forest for 14 years. So when Lord Ramachandra was called, he had no idea that this was happening. So when he came, his father told him, although I promised that you will be the prince regent tomorrow, that's not going to happen. Your brother Bharata is going to be the king. And not only that, I'm going to banish you to the forest for 14 years. Everyone around who was there in the palace became extremely agitated, disturbed, angry, frustrated, sad, morose, shocked, etc., except Lord Ramachandra. It is described that in Lord Ramachandra's mind or face or demeanor, there was absolutely no change, no objection, nothing. He just accepted it. Whatever you say, that's what I will do. So this is from the purport we're learning how to address reversals in our lives. So Lord Ramachandra, he didn't say, "What? But you promised me." Nothing. He didn't even say, "Do you want to think about it again?" He didn't even say, can we have a conversation?" Nothing. He just accepted it. Here Prabhupada says, we should accept them as providential and just not try to implicate ourselves in trying to rectify these reversals. So Lord Ramachandra, along with his wife Sita, it is described that Lord Ramachandra, because he lived in a palace as a king, the soles of his feet were so delicate that even walking at home on finely carved marble floors, polished like anything, even those floors, when he would walk, it would hurt others because, it would hurt his feet. Lord Ramachandra walked into the forest bare feet, with thorns, pebbles, and stones pricking his feet, but it didn't matter. Then there are many incidents that happen in between. One such incident later is they somehow adjust to this idea that they're going to live in the forest for 14 years. This is close to the end of the 13th year. They're sitting by the banks of a beautiful river, just enjoying the nature, the ambience. And across the river, Sita Devi sees a golden deer. Somehow the spots are shining and resplendent, and she has this desire to have the deer as a pet. That deer is actually a demon in disguise who is being used as a decoy, a distraction to get Rama away from the hut or hermitage so that Sita can be kidnapped. It's part of a plan. Neither Ramachandra nor Sita Devi knew. Of course, they're the personalities of Godhead, but you get the pastime. So Lord Ramachandra pursues the deer, and the deer keeps moving and running away little by little, and make sure to take Rama away, far away from the hermitage. And finally, Lord Ramachandra realizes that this deer is actually a demon. And so he shoots an arrow. But when the demon is leaving his body, he shouts loudly, "Oh Lakshmana," to his brother, "please save me." And he does it in the voice of Lord Ramachandra. So back at the hermitage, Sita and Lakshmana, they hear this voice. And Sita Devi says to Lakshmana, "Your brother is in trouble. Please go, save him, protect him." And Lakshmana says, Rama doesn't need any protection. He is the personality of Godhead. No, he's in trouble. You must go. And then she says few things and there's a dialogue, but he goes against his will. Another pastime is of a king called Chitraketu. Even in Chitraketu's life, there are some reversals. I'll talk about the second one. When Chitraketu was one day flying in his plane, And he happened to come about to a place where Lord Shiva was sitting with great sages, Narada and other great sages. But the scene was a little amusing, if you will. That Lord Shiva was sitting on the Vyasasana, a raised seat, with his wife Parvati Devi sitting on his lap. And he was discussing topics about Krishna. Now that is real unconventional Bhagavatam class. Nobody sits with their wife on their lap. Wife sitting on the lap is nothing wrong. But sitting like that during Bhagavatam classes is unusual. So Chitraketu, from his airplane, who was a friend of Lord Shiva's, commented, "Oh, how amusing, how interesting that you, Lord Shiva, has his wife sit on his lap while he's speaking topics about renunciation." Actually, it was an appreciation, a glorification of Lord Shiva, that your senses are so controlled, your mind is not disturbed. Lord Shiva did not say anything, he just accepted, he smiled. But usually wives take objection, so she took objection. What? How can you speak like that? Don't you know this is my husband? His senses are fully controlled. He's not some lascivious, perverted person. This is Lord Shiva you're talking about. How dare you speak like that? I curse you that you become a demon in your next life. And Parvati Devi's curse is very strong. And Chitraketu, he doesn't even say, "Excuse me, ma'am, I was just joking." He didn't say that. Nor did he say, "Oh, really? You want to curse me? I'll curse you back." He didn't say that also. He quietly got off the plane, offered her respects, circumambulated her 3 times, and said, "May your desire be fulfilled." Lord Shiva speaks to Parvati Devi and says, "You didn't understand what he was saying. And oh, by the way, although you're very powerful, you're Durga Devi, you're very, very powerful. You can curse anyone. But Chitraketu is more powerful than you. Because to your curse, he has not responded in any way. He has quietly accepted it. That power is stronger than the power of your curse." And these great personalities who are fixed in their relationship with Krishna, reversals don't bother them. Lord Ramachandra appeared in the lineage of King Ikshvaku. King Ikshvaku was the son of Vaivasvata Manu. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes, "Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam." I spoke to Manu, Manu spoke to Ikshvaku, I spoke to Vivaswan, the sun god, he spoke to his son Manu, who spoke to Ikshvaku, and in this way these teachings have been coming down in an unbroken way for generations after generations. And now I'm speaking it again to you because that line seems to be broken. So in the line of Ikshvaku, there was a great personality by the name Prushadra. Although he was born to a king, Prishadra didn't want to become a king. He was very renounced from his birth. All he said is, "I will dedicate my life to protecting the cows." Although he was qualified to be a great king, he said, "Every night I will stand by the barn with my sword to protect the cows against any predatory animals." And day after day, or night after night, month after month, year after year, that's all he did. He stood at night to protect the cows. Fantastic service. This is called dedicating oneself to selfless service. So one night, a tiger attacked the cows in the barn. And the cows became restless, and some of them got up and ran away. But the tiger leapt on one of the cows and got hold of them. And he noticed that something was happening. The cows are crying, and he could hear the roar of the tiger. So, with his sword, in the dead of, he couldn't tell what was going on because it's described that the clouds had covered the stars, so there was not much illumination. So, in the dead of night, with his sword, he tried to attack the tiger, and he accidentally cut off the head of the cow. When he had swung his sword, he also cut off the ear of the tiger. So the tiger was in deep pain and ran away. So he thought, I've protected the cows. I've been doing this, and this is. So next morning, when the sun rose, he saw the cow was capitulated, the head was cut off. For Vaishnavas, cows are very, very revered because they're very dear to Krishna. And it is described that killing of the cow is tantamount to a very, very severe offense. It's like killing the mother. It is not like, it is killing the mother. It's described that, this is a little tangential point, we have 7 mothers. The biological mother, Mother Earth, a nurse, the wife of the king, the wife of a brahmana or the teacher's wife, etc., and one more, and then cow. The cow is a mother because the biological mother gives her milk to the child for maybe about 2 years. And for the rest of that person's life, he or she is nourished by the cow. The cow is very, very dear and sacred. And also for Vedic system, to perform Vedic yagyas, you need clarified butter or ghee. Ghee is a product of yogurt, which is a product of milk. Without milk and yogurt, you cannot get ghee. So the entire Vedic system is dependent on oblations of ghee. Therefore, the cow is extremely sacred. So this was a very, very grave offense, however inadvertent. He was not. So he felt very sorry. Unfortunately, his family priest or guru called Vashishta, he took objection. And he said, you're a dull-headed fellow. How can you commit such a grave offense? I curse you to become a Shudra, a low-born, unintelligent, dull-headed fellow in your next life. Now, our acharyas described that Vashishta Muni was wrong. King Prishadra was completely innocent. But in this case, Vashishta was wrong. But you know what Prishadra did? He folded his hands and he said, whatever you say, I accept. He did not object, he didn't protest, nothing. Why? Because here Prabhupada writes, such incidents should be taken as providential. Although there may be sufficient cause for being unhappy, one should avoid counteracting such reversals. For the more we become implicated in rectifying such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest regions of material anxiety. So he did not protest. He said, as you desire. He renounced his life, went into the forest and lived just on bare fruits and roots, and spent his entire time hearing and chanting about Krishna's name, just chanting, and increased his devotional activity to such a degree that very soon he became completely liberated from the bodily conception of life. He became a self-realized person. And the self-realized was such a degree that he didn't care about the world anymore. He didn't care about who thought what about him. He just lived like as if he was deaf, dumb, blind. It didn't matter. He was just completely spiritually situated. One day he saw a forest fire in that forest. and he happily walked right into it, gave up his material body. And was he born as a Shudra in the next life because of the curse of Vashishta? No. He went back to the spiritual world by the power of devotional service. Although, karmically speaking, the curse of a Brahmana has to come out right. This is the power of the Brahmana's speech. Whatever the Brahmana says, it does come out right. Because the Brahmanas or they're greatly knowledgeable persons, they're like the mouth of Lord Vishnu. They're called Satya Sankalpas. In this case, Vashishta was wrong, yet his word would come out true. But because Prishadra was such an intense devotee, Krishna can reverse the reversals as he likes. And instead of becoming a Shudra, he went back to the spiritual world. So in the Brahma Samhita, it's described, Karmani nirdahati chakintu bhakti bhajam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. That whatever is due us karmically can be reversed, can be changed by the will of Krishna, by the power of Bhakti Yoga. Otherwise, these things cannot be counteracted. Whatever one tries, you try to run away, they will still follow us. This is how the laws of karma work. The only way to negate and nullify the karmic laws is to very strongly, deeply engage in Bhakti Yoga, in the hearing and chanting of Krishna's names. So Prashadra. And again you see, when something happened, especially a severe reversal, there was no disturbance in their minds. In the same lineage, after some generations, appeared a great king called Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish was the king of the entire planet. He was the emperor. And he was such a wonderful devotee of Krishna. It's described how he used all his senses in the service of Krishna. He used his mind in constantly thinking about Krishna. He used his hands in cleansing the temple of Krishna. He used his ears in hearing about Krishna, his nose in smelling the flowers offered to Krishna, his tongue in tasting the tulasi leaves and Mahaprasadam offered to Krishna, etc. He used his legs to travel to the holy places, etc., etc. That's how his research. They looked at the books and came back with some little technical aspect. They said, technically speaking, if you sip a little water, in one sense, you've broken the fast. In another sense, you have not broken the fast. So why don't you sip a little water? I said, all right, if you think that's something we should do, I will. So he had 3 drops of water. And as soon as he sipped the water, Durvasa Muni appeared and says, what have you done? You have no sense of hospitality. You have no sense of respect for the Brahmanas. How dare you do something like this? And he got a little carried away, plucked some hair from his head, crushed it to the ground, and a big, gigantic demon was born from it. And he told the demon, kill this king. And this big guy charged at Ambarish Maharaj. And it's described that although he's the king, the emperor of the world, he stood like this. There was not a twitch in his eye. His mind did not even move a little to say, what? Nothing. He just said, so be it. And because he's such a wonderful devotee, Krishna took objection to Durvasa Muni's behavior. And the Sudarshan Chakra, which is one of Lord Vishnu's weapons, came in hot pursuit, killed the demon and pursued Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni became scared, and the story continues that he ran to Lord Brahma. Brahma said, I can't help you. So in the story of Lord Ramachandra, suddenly things reversal like that. Out of the blue. or in the story of Prishadra or Ambarish Maharaj, or in this, the verse that I read from is on the story of Prithu Maharaj. He's performing this great sacrifice 99 times. If he does it 100 times, he becomes the king of heaven. But the king of heaven felt a little threatened. Whoa, I don't need any competitors. So he appeared as a sannyasi and stole the horse, sacrificial horse. And Prithu Maharaj said, "What is going on?" Lord Brahma, who's speaking these words, said, "Don't try to counteract these reversals. Just let it be. You should accept them as providential. Instead, you should take your attention to your relationship with Krishna. And that is where your mind will find solace and peace." And here we're saying, Prabhupada's writing, we should tolerate these things instead of becoming agitated. So reversals happen for everyone. For those who don't have a relationship with God, they have nothing to fall back on. But those who are cultivating a relationship with God, reversals or no reversals, doesn't matter. Their attention from their relationship with Krishna doesn't budge, doesn't move. They're fixed. So we may say, "Oh, I'm not there." Yeah, we're not there. But as we find that our minds move away from that relationship with Krishna, these teachings help us bring it back. To, however, it's not easy, it may be difficult, but our glory, if you will, is in our attempting to do so. Because that attracts Krishna's mercy, it attracts Krishna's attention. That yes, here's a person who, although by whatever circumstances there are reverses in their lives, they're trying very hard, they're sincerely trying to keep their minds focused on me. And this is pleasing to Krishna. And the success of a devotee of God or of Krishna is that Krishna is pleased. Whether reversal or no, that Krishna is pleased. The expertise of a devotee is that in every circumstance of life, whether we call it favorable or unfavorable, doesn't matter. In every circumstance of life, they're expert at finding how they can please Krishna in that circumstance. This is the expertise of a devotee. And we are being called by Srila Prabhupada and the Guru Parampara to become experts like that. So I'll end with a quick story by His Holiness Radhanath Swami. It describes that when he was a young, aspiring spiritualist, he was sitting on the banks of the Ganges. I narrated this recently. He was sitting on the banks of the Ganges. And as he was in meditation, he looked up and he saw a hawk that was circling above his head. And as it was circling, slowly and slowly it was coming down. So he saw that its eyes were fixed on something in the river. And suddenly that hawk swept down, went right into the river. There was a skirmish and flew up with a big fish in its claws. That's what it was focused on. So he narrates that for him the realization was that a few moments before the hawk zeroed in, that fish was happily swimming, perhaps, with its family and friends and having a wonderful time. It was just another normal day. Nothing unusual. And out of the blue, the cruel claws of death extricated this guy from the midst of his family, friends, life. What was happening? In the middle of it, unbeknownst, pulled him out. So he expresses that this is what life is. there is always some element of surprise waiting. We don't know what it is. The question to ask ourselves is, are we prepared? Are we prepared for whatever that element of surprise might be? Because this is how material nature works. There's always an element of surprise. Happily, we're moving about totally careless. This is life, and something happens. Are we prepared? And the other realization he describes was that that fish was floating or swimming near the surface of the river. There are other fish who are swimming deep down, and nothing happens to them because the hawk cannot get to that depth. So he describes that our spiritual practices, if they are shallow or superficial, then we are somewhere near the surface. But if our practices are deep, our daily chanting, our studying of Prabhupada's books, our relationship with Krishna, when it's seriously done, it's at a depth that we become immune to such reversals. And even if such reversals do happen, the mind is immune to it, like in the stories that we've heard about these great personalities, because there is depth of character. Our depth of character means our depth of Krishna consciousness. So the call to action for all of us is to take spiritual life seriously, more seriously, and become deep devotees of Krishna. So that when reversals do come, which by the way they will come, that our mind is fixed.
We might find ourselves in a situation. I'm particularly thinking of something like school or work, where somebody might take advantage of your nature of being tolerant. For example, like they'll throw something on you and you just tolerate it. And I mean, externally you can pull it off that you're okay with it, but internally you're like fuming. So is that even appropriate, or should you actually somehow retaliate, maybe in an
Well,
appropriate way?
first of all, we cannot put on this idea that I'm completely sense controlled, nothing bothers me, because that put on thing will get exposed very soon. Because that will be. Excuse me, could you walk from the back, please? Thank you. Uh, that will get exposed. So we can only act to the level of our realization. We can't do more than that. So if those things do disturb us, that's an indicator. Somewhere I need to develop a greater sense of tolerance to these things. On a practical level, we can respond to it because that's our realization, right? We can't be Prashadra or Ambarish Maharaj. But in the same spirit, we can try to see how we can apply that principle. That if it disturbs us, then we know that that disturbance is because the sense of security in our relationship with Krishna may not be there. So that's an indicator for some room for improvement. That's our realization from it, perhaps. Okay, thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. For those of you who've come for the first time, there is dinner for everyone upstairs on the third floor, right from the door here, the steps up, and dinner. And you're welcome to come back for Kirtan till 8 o'clock. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, schedule it.
Why am I saying? Why are we saying?
You want to disguise it to 7
I'll do
and then we'll
15
take
minutes. Oh, 7? What time is it right now?
6:30.
6:32. Okay.
And then that way when
Okay.
you eat and come back down.
Yeah.
What the heck,
There is
man?
no schedule to let's go.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no schedule.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I don't really want to do the 2 beat. Okay, I'll do something else. No, I don't want to. It's okay, I'm not saying anything secret. Huh? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashitya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A little. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You're fine. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Kishore Kishore 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 Jaya Kishore Kishore
Good. ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनस्य Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare You like that? Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Premanandi Jai